Hey y'all again, this is Audra Hicks, the Simply Home, your Tennessee Realtor. Today I wanted to talk about the listing side of real estate. Since I am a listing agent, I know I've been talking about buying, the buying agent side and buyers and things like that in my previous videos. So today I wanted to give you some tips on how to prepare your home to sell. So stay tuned. And if you like my videos, please like and subscribe because I put the real in real estate. So I wanted to go over how to dress up your home's curb appeal and how to get it ready to go live and market. So when I like to do my listing appointments, I go in to the home, walk around with my clients inside and outside of the home. I like to get a good feel for the home itself, what was their positives for the home and what their negatives are. They're going to tell you everything usually. So if there's anything that needs to be fixed in the home, you need to go ahead and do that, because if it's under contract and anything that a home inspector will find, it really needs to be fixed on the front end. So if you've been not fixing a plumbing issue or an electrical issue or cleaning things, you need to get it all done before we put it on the market. So outside, you want it to have as good a curb appeal as possible, no matter what time of year it is, even down to your mailbox. So when people pull up, they're going to see the mailbox all the way up that driveway, the roof of the house, the siding, the gutters. They're going to see everything. That front porch means a lot too, because once they get out of that car and they head up that sidewalk and go to that front door, it needs to have a nice welcome mat, colorful one, and just a simple flower arrangement or something to dress the door up, like a wreath that's really beautiful. So that way it can say welcome home to the people. They'll feel comfortable going in the home. Whereas if they came up on a porch, and we've went on many porches as the buy side of things, where they've left cigarette butts sitting out, it has never been washed outside, it smells out on the front porch. I mean, things like that. That just doesn't give you the warm and fuzzy feeling going in a home. So you want to make sure that you get all that out of there and taken care of. But make it scream, hey, come look inside and welcome home. So we want to start on the outside and do that as well. You want to make sure the roof is washed. Make sure that you have house washed it. If there's any paint that's peeling, you want to take care of that. Clean up the yard, declutter outside, and make sure the mailbox looks good, and even the mulch bed or rock bed and stuff around it is cleaned up. If it's winter time, sometimes it's harder to plant things, so just make sure that it's all cleaned up and looks nice and well manicured outside. So if you've got junk cars laying around, you need to make sure you remove those from the property. Whenever I arrive to a listing appointment, I walk through the inside and the outside of the home with my clients. I like to get their feel for what they've loved about the home all the years that they've been there. They'll tell you the good, the bad, and the ugly. Sometimes they don't want to hear the ugly from me, though, on things that they need to do in the home. But if they do, they usually will have the home sell and not sit on the market. Now the market's changed, so things do sit a little longer. But there's a home out there for everyone, and there is that one buyer that's going to love that home. So you want them to feel as welcomed as possible. Coming up to the front porch too, and as they drive up and they see the home, I've had buyers pull up and say this is not it, and they just know from the outside. They don't even go inside. So you want to make sure the outside pops and that it is screaming, come look inside. So once you go inside, you want to make sure that your front entryway is decluttered. People don't like to take down all their personal pictures, but when we film or take pictures or people come in to see your home, you need to take away your personal things, your pictures of your family. We don't want those on the internet anyway. So I like people to take those down, unless they're pictures that really don't say much about the family. Um, so sometimes I'll have you do artwork and change artwork around or move it. We need to stage it as good as possible, and it needs to stay that way during the week. I don't know how many times clients are like, I didn't have a chance to do anything before I left home, and it's like, oh no, we're going to get a showing as soon as you do that. If you leave your piled clothes up on the floor, they're going to be there. So then that puts me into, okay, am I in that area where I can go by and pick up the house real fast? Or can you run home and do that? Or make sure that the fur babies are to where somebody can come and either take them with them for a little while, or put them in their little pens or whatever. At that time, fur babies get kind of excited, and they might jump on people or scare people. Some people don't like dogs, although I'm an animal lover. I love all of them. I don't care. Even cats, if you can corral them in some way, it's hard to do that. Some cats like to be all up in the business when people come in. Some of us are allergic to them, even though we love animals. So you want to make it as inviting as possible in the home. So declutter inside. You want to paint everything freshly painted, touched up, if it needs it. If it doesn't need it, you don't have to do that. If you've got really extreme colors of paint, you need to kind of tone it down some and pick a good neutral paint. There's different times of the year when things are more in style than others, but keep it simple on the paint. Don't scream out there, so your psychedelic colors and stuff like that in homes. You kind of have to go in and freshly paint again. And make sure the lighting and all your light bulbs have been, people don't think about this, but make sure all your lighting is there. Some bulbs may be out. You need to replace those. So we're going to declutter. We're going to make sure we've got great lighting so people can see good. Blinds need to be washed. Your inside and outside of windows need to be done. Just like your spring cleaning. So go through, and if you need to hire a company, or I have great cleaners as well that can come in and do a good thorough cleaning from top to bottom, because ceiling fans need to be dusted. Of course, they need their lights to be working. All your light bulbs, depersonalize everything, declutter. Some people love to decorate a lot and have a lot of stuff, and there are people that cannot see past your stuff and see their stuff there. In their mind, there's a lot of people that can't see past that. I can see past all that, but not a lot of people can. So when they come in, they see a lot of stuff and clutter, or your personal items too, things like that. Make them think, I can't see my stuff here. So we want them to be able to vision that home as being theirs. So anything you can do inside. If you have a smaller room, you need to paint it lighter. It needs to be decluttered and not a lot of furniture. Keep it simple. Everything needs to be simple. So take out furniture you will not be needing. Just think of, you're going to put it in storage or in the attic or whatever, but if you have a storage unit or outside building you can put it in, just go ahead and do that at this point. Pack up the personal stuff. Pack it up as if it's moving, because that's what you intend to do, is move. So go ahead and prepare. Go ahead and put it up. Let's see, what else do we, as we're going through homes, a lot of times I have to tell people, also during showings, make sure toilet seats are not up. They are closed lids. It just, I don't know. I can't stand it when I go into a bathroom and the toilet seats are up. So I always make sure to put them down if I see them ahead of time whenever I have a listing. So your decks outside, your patios, everything needs to be cleaned. If it needs to be restained or painted, that needs to be done. During home inspections, once a buyer is under contract and they do a home inspection, the home inspectors go through the home with a fine-tooth comb. So everything needs to be fixed that you have been putting off. Make sure that you fix your electrical or your plumbing issues or whatever it is, whatever it may be. You need to make sure that it's fixed. So even doors, they need to close properly. Windows need to open and shut properly. Different types of loans, when appraisers come in, they're going to look at stuff like that. People neglect their crawl space. So you want to make sure that your crawl space is decluttered. Make sure, sorry, I got a text come through. Make sure that it's decluttered. Nothing's under there. If it needs to have vapor barrier fixed and you're willing to do that, you can go ahead and do that on the front end, because a lot of times home inspection companies are going to note that. And if you had a current termite, pest control things, have that available for your agent to have and to be able to produce for buyers. But they're going to do their own usually anyway. So in the home, you want to make sure the kitchen is always clean. Also, I have 2 Labradoodle fur babies that are in my home office, so you're going to hear them play with toys or bark at times once Amazon arrives or UPS or whoever. In the home, you want to make sure that it's depersonalized, clean, everything's decluttered, pack it away. If the carpets need to be cleaned, get them cleaned. Your hardwood floors need to have anything done to them, get that done on the front end. Your tile, if you've got grout that looks bad, you need to make sure that that's cleaned. Our home doesn't have the odor from dogs, and we've got the Labradoodles, so they don't shed and stuff. But if you have a shedding dog or one that smells like a dog, always make sure that you try to bathe them during the process and clean as much as possible. A lot of my clients like to get up early before they leave for work, get everything prepared and looking good before they leave. Some forget to. So we just want it to look as good as possible. Some have to run home and say, can they come see it? Let me get home real fast and vacuum or whatever, So, but we want to make sure that it looks good as possible all the time when you're selling your home. And even under contract, you're going to have, home inspectors in and out. You're going to have people that want to drop by sometimes, or appraisers coming in. So you want it to still look good. You can start packing at that point, and they understand that part. But that's what we need to do to get things prepared to sell. A lot of it's common sense, but a lot of times people just don't understand what they need to do. So neutral paint, make sure you touch up baseboards, if your doorknobs need to be replaced and they are brass, or any of your hardware on your cabinetry, things like that don't cost a lot of money that you can do, I would do that. Brass, is kind of old school, so we want to kind of upschool it now and bring in the new stuff. So look at all that too and see if you can do that on the front end. A lot of times people don't like carpet these days, and if yours is so worn out and you have the funds to do that, you can replace it with the updated LVP these days too, that luxury vinyl in homes, especially if you've got pets. A lot of people like that these days, or they love hardwood floors and hard surface. But I've had quite a few buyers that are like, well, where's the carpet? I like carpet in the bedroom because I like to feel the warm and fuzzy. So, you never know. Whatever it is, it just needs to look good, clean, and ready for the buyer, because buyers might come in and change everything. You never know. So hopefully that helps you today. You just want to try to fall clean or spring clean or anytime clean whenever you are getting the home prepared to sell. So less furniture is more, less stuff is more. You want to rent that storage building, get it put in there, spend all weekend trying to get it done or for a week or so, but get it looking as new as possible. And always keep your lawn manicured, even mowed during the process, because that is like a big thing. For many reasons, you want to do that. You don't want people to think you don't live there or it's been neglected or anything like that. So I think that pretty much does it. There's probably much more. Every house is different. Every house tells a different story. But I'll tell a funny story real quick. I had a client a couple of years ago that I was referred to, and the home sat on the market a while before I ever got it, and it was with a different agent, and so I was called in to list the home. And when I got there, I went and done a walkthrough with her, and in her primary bedroom, she had these sconces on both sides of a wall where the bed used to be, and some really long curtains. And I said, you're gonna have to remove all of that, or it looks like the coffin, we're missing a coffin in here. And she had nobody tell her that or any of the other stuff I told her. And I think it took her about 2 or 3 weeks. But as soon as I listed it, it went under contract. And it was an out-of-state buyer, all cash. We closed in 2 weeks. But he got the 360 tour. He called me, and he had his agent come look at it and stuff for him. But it took her a good 2 to 3 weeks and a lot of kicking and screaming sometimes to get it prepared. But she was happy to get it done and over with, because it had been like a year going on, and it didn't sell. So it's just a different perspective. You've got to come in and tell them the good, the bad, and the ugly. You got to get rid of the odors in a garage if you've let your fur babies potty out there and stuff, and a lot of that is sealing stuff in and cleaning it really well, pressure washing it, and doing proper floor coatings and paint and things like that. Sometimes you have to rip out carpet and seal subfloors, if it's really bad. So there's a lot of things that we have to do, and it's specific to each home, to be able to get as much as possible out of that home for our clients. So sometimes it pays to go ahead and pay on the front end, and go ahead and do it on the front end versus having to give concessions to buyers, because it may cost you a lot less to do it on the front end than giving a concession to a buyer. So hopefully this helped you today. I like to make sure that I tell you what to get done in the home, and then professional pics get done, videos, and we get it listed and sold pretty quickly. So hope you like my videos, and please like and subscribe, and I will see you soon. Have a great day. Thanks.